What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Jinxer podcast. Today's scouting report, we're going to be breaking down our top 10 running backs in this upcoming draft. This episode's going to be a little bit different. Usually we go, 1 through 10, kind of rank them. But you know what? Running back's a tricky position, and, there's no kind of clear cut running back in this draft. There's no kind of first round running back or even second round running back. There's a lot of, kind of late day two, early day three backs, and, each one has a different skill set. So we're going to, be putting them in tiers. So it's going to be a little different, and let's get right into it.
Welcome to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast, bringing you the latest NFL news and insights from the perspectives of two die-hard fans. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some football talk with Jenks and the Hammer.
Here we go!
So starting off, as Hammer said, we're going to be doing tiers for this video. Fortunately, there was one guy who just kind of had his own tier at the bottom, but he's still a good running back. And I mean, compared to these other guys, there's not a huge gap above him. But the fourth tier is Will Shipley out of Clemson. He's 5'11", 206. And I think the thing to note with him is his acceleration and his great quickness. He has great jump cuts. He has quick footwork and everything like that. When he sees a hole, he cuts and he's gone. Like, he just cuts and hits it instantly, and he's able to make guys miss. That's his key focus as a player. And I think you really see it in his film. He's also able to be a good pass catcher as well as kick returner if a team needs that. So that's something a team looks for in the middle of a draft. Is a good kick returner. The bad, he's likely not a running back one in the NFL. He would be a kind of just a second guy on a team that's a change of pace guy. And when he does get tackled, he's not the best at fighting for extra yards. He usually gets his back turned into the guy when he's going to hit. So he gets kind of just taken down immediately and doesn't get an extra yard or two like a lot of other guys on this list. He had an RAS score of 9.55, so that's a very good thing for a lot of teams on the draft boards. And my comparison for him is going to be Darren Sproles, but taller. I think that's kind of his upside as a player would be a Darren Sproles type guy. If he's able to reach that, it would be awesome. My projection for him, though, is early day three. Like Hammer said, there's going to be a lot of guys that are early day three here. It's going to be fourth round, maybe a fifth round pick for Will. Then breaking into our tier three guys. So the first guy we want to start off with in tier three is going to be Braelon Allen. A lot of guys think, oh, this guy's up there in the draft boards. I've seen him ranked high. I've seen him ranked low. But this guy, Braelon, like, he's very one-sided. And I think that's why he's at the tier three level for me. So Braelon Allen, he's 6'1", 235 coming out of Wisconsin. And here's the thing. He's a very big guy, lots of power. You see it when he's running around. He's huge. Like, I think in high school, he was hang cleaning like almost 300 pounds, just huge guy. And he's a power back by nature, doesn't let arm tackles take him down. That's what you want to see out of a power back, obviously. But the downside for him is he's a one-cut runner. He's not able to kind of go side to side really quickly. He's just north and south, not east to west at all. In the NFL, I don't really see him being a running back one either. I think he's a running back two, just kind of that power guy that teams put in close situations or when they need a big play, I guess you'd say as well. The bad as well, he's really just kind of lacking that fluidness that you want to see at a great running back. Or RB1, you want to see fluidness. You want to see him be able to be explosive. This guy's not really that kind of running back in the NFL especially. He didn't have an RAS score. His comparison is going to be A.J. Dillon for me. I think Hammer's going to be familiar with that. A lot of Packers fans who watch this are going to be familiar with that as well. A.J. Dillon's a good power back, but he's not really kind of guy that you want to throw the ball to or anything like that. And he's also, I'll give this to Braelon Allen, he's also a decent pass blocker as well. I mean, he has the size. He just kind of has to put his body on a guy. And he's able to block him up. Projection-wise, it's going to be mid to late day two. And I think that means he's going to land in the third round somewhere.
Yeah. Next guy, we got Bucky Irving from Oregon, saying at 5'9", 192 pounds. Small guy, but this guy, I will say, he's the most fun to watch on tape at all these guys. His tape is awesome. He's built low to the ground, right? Size, shiftiest guy in this class, juke, spin, everything. He's got a powerful base. Yeah, 5'9", 192, but he can run through tackles despite his size. Good ball security, one fumble in all of his years at college. Total of 486 carries, only one fumble. Pretty good.
Wow.
Really good pass catcher. I wouldn't say he's the best pass catcher in this draft, but he's definitely up there. The stat sheet shows it. Oregon used him a lot. as a pass catcher, and he plays faster than his 40 time. His 40 time was not good. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but you watch the tape, and this guy flies. The size, right? 5'9", 192 pounds. That's going to give you some limitations as a running back, things you could do. Power running and pass protection, that hurts. I think at times he could be in too much of a hurry. He doesn't really let his blocks develop, set up. Pass protection, of course, right? Pass protection, size. And he's kind of like a short passing game back. He's not really going to run the wheel routes. He's not going to go down the seam, stuff like that. Like another guy in this class does pretty well. So keep that in mind. When changing direction too, his feet can get outside of his frame. So, that can slow him down. At the combine, he ran a 4.55, which is pretty crazy because you're thinking, hey, a guy that has got his tape that only weighs 192 pounds, that's got to be at least a low 4.4. But no, it's a 4.55. It's not the end of the world. A lot of guys play faster than the 40 times. But keep that in mind. The bad news, though, and this is why he will not be a Green Bay Packer. Well, he's not going to be a Packer because of his size, but his RES score was 2.28.
228.
228.
That's insane. What was the big docker? Do you know?
His 40 time was not the best, for his size, and then on top of that, his size that really killed him.
Hinders it. I wonder if his bench too, or if he did bench or anything like that. If he's just weaker, I don't know.
Yeah, and on NFL, yeah, definitely. He weighs 192 pounds. And the NFL, they gave him a 65 overall grade in athleticism, which is 24th out of running backs. So that killed him. So but you know what? But it's just weird. But that's combine testing. I think if you watch the tape, you see a different player, and that doesn't really show. I don't know. I'm just thinking about like me too. Like I think, like I would do terrible at a combine, but I think I'm a better player than
the combine. It's definitely not the end all be all. Like especially like I know some of like when NFL players come in, if they do good at the Senior Bowl, and then they have a bad combine, like the Senior Bowl usually trumps it.
Different. So
it definitely depends.
Combine is where the freaks are going to come out. Dudes who just freak athletes, and they're going to show out. But it's just a different game when the pads come on. You play at a different speed and stuff like that. So, and I got him going in the fourth round.
Yeah. Next, you got Audric Estime. Audric Estime. I think it's Estime though. Out of Notre Dame, 5'11", 221. This guy's he's a bigger guy. You can kind of see it in his picture there. You see it in close ups. Like he's got a gut there. He's a little bit bigger guy. He's a great power back who doesn't go down easily, and he has great balance. Two great traits as a power back. Another thing that he has that a few of these other guys lack is great vision. He's able to do, unlike your last guy that Hammer just mentioned, he's able to kind of be patient and hit the gap when it opens up instead of just kind of running into linemen. Another thing, he's trying to be a great pass protector, which allows him to be a third down back if an NFL team picks him and wants him to be that third down guy. He has the ability to hit a high open gear once he hits open field. So going in with that, the bad thing is he's not a quick acceleration guy. He has to kind of churn it up a little bit. Like, you go to gear 1, get a little bit faster, go to gear 2, go a little bit faster, go to gear 3, and then he just instantly hits gear 4. He skips it. But that gear 1 through 3, he's very slow through. So that's something he has to work on in the NFL. He's average to below average right off the snap, just kind of slow to get the ball, then kind of slow to hit his gap, which the vision sometimes plays into, but also just not the fastest guy. RAS score-wise, he has a 6.53, another guy with a low RAS score. So these two guys, they're exciting on tape. You watch them on tape, yeah, they look good, but their RAS score kind of drags them down a little bit on the draft boards for sure. My comparison for him is going to be Tyler Algier, and I think he's a round 4 pick as well, like Hammer's last guy. Then
going into tier two, we got another 3 running backs. We got first one's up, Jaylen Wright from Tennessee, standing at 5'10", 210 pounds. This guy, another fun guy to watch. Let's just say he definitely, I didn't look into it that much, but he's definitely got a track background. Once this guy hits the open fields, he turns into a track sprinter, and it's pretty much, goodbye, get your field goal block unit on the field because it's going to be a touchdown. He flies. Lateral quickness, really good. He's got a really good jump cut. Power running, kind of like Bucky Irving. I mean, these smaller guys, speedy guys, they still got some power running. He does a pretty good job in that. On tape, I've seen him, drag some guys along the way. And he sets up his blockers. He's got good vision, and he's a playmaker. The ball security is bad. It's not where it needs to be. And NFL level,
You got a lot of fumbles.
yeah, and he just kind of holds it a little bit loose. Pad level, not good. He kind of runs up high. Strength, if you see, I don't think Jenks has the best picture up right here, but he's very lean. He's very lean, so he's got to put on strength.
See the abs kind of popping out a little bit in the picture. I don't know what you're talking about.
But he's lean. He's very lean. Runs up high. Skinny. The route running has to be better, and I think he misses cutbacks. I think he could have more explosive runs, bigger plays, but sometimes that lack of vision can hurt him. He's got good vision, kind of seeing where his blockers are and setting them up well, but then at times, kind of when it's one guy to make miss, I don't know. He doesn't see it the most clear. Really good 40. I'm pretty sure he ran the best 40 on this list. He ran a 4.38, and his RES score was a 9.82. I got him going in the third, fourth round. He's exciting. I could see him, jump a couple of these guys that we have above him just due to his 40. But yeah, really fun player to watch. And next we got, this is honestly my favorite running back on the list. I like him a lot. Marshawn Lloyd from USC, 5'9", 220. Yeah, he's little, but then he's not little, right? 5'9", but see him, he's pretty well built.
240?
220.
Oh, dude, I was like 240. Holy shit.
5'9", but you see him, like he's pretty well built, right? 220. So the size is there, maybe you wish he was a little bit taller, like an inch, but the good tempo, he's got this tempo to set up his blockers. It's patient. You just have to watch it on tape. He's got a good feel. He's going to put his offensive lineman in a good position to make him look good. He's a home run hitter, just like Jaylen Wright. The burst and acceleration is awesome. Footwork is awesome. He's twitchy. Receiving threat. I think he's the best receiving. I thought Bucky Irving was, and then I put on this guy's tape. He's the best receiving threat in this year's class, and he can go deep. There were many times where he just, Caleb Williams scramble drill, and he was supposed to just, be that late option and flat, and he turns it upfield, and, they had a pretty good connection, and he made a lot of plays with Caleb Williams. So he's got a good feel. And to tie into that, with the patient, helping his offensive lineman get in the right spot, and, with his receiving threat, he's got good IQ. He's got good IQ because, yeah. The vision at times, not the best. Ball security's got to improve upon. Injury history, not good. And this is where I think he's going to drop in the draft a little bit. Honestly, if he didn't have this injury history, I think he could be a second-round pick. But this is going to hurt him. Tore ACL in 2020, and he missed time in the past 2 seasons. So, that's going to hurt him. Pad level runs up high a little bit, and then pass protection too, he's got to improve upon. He ran a 4.46 40, so that's pretty good.
Especially with his size, 220.
220, that's pretty good, and he definitely shows on tape. He breaks a lot of runs. Like I said, RES score was 8.92. I do have a comparison for him this time. It is Jerick McKinnon. Talk about a twitchy runner, good receiving threat. Little on the short side, little side. So yeah, I got Jerick McKinnon for him, and I got him going round 3. I think, we're saying round 3 a lot, but it's just that I just feel like this is where the draft just kind of falls. This is how it's going to end up. I think positions. Offensive line, it's going to be heavy QB, receiver, tackle, and corner, right? Day 2, I think offensive line, defensive line.
The running backs are going to be mid to late second. I think that's just where they're going to fall. And it's
mid. It's mid to third round. none of these guys are, I don't know, like a top
Yeah,
60
you
pick.
compare him to last year where we got Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, and even guys like Tyjae Spears were like Tyjae Spears is like the second tier. Like that would be our tier 2 guy, and he's higher than on any of these 3 guys in the draft. So it's
Yeah.
definitely tough to see
So
these
I
guys
think,
going past the
yeah,
third.
so I think there's just be a cluster of them in the round 3 to round 5.
Yeah. So Hammer, you discussed your favorite running back. My favorite running back in the draft is the next guy, Ray Davis out of Kentucky. So this guy, 5'8", 211, another smaller guy like Bucky Irving, who you mentioned earlier from Oregon. I love his ability as a pass catcher. He's able to catch the ball and routes. Like there was one wheel route he had. It was against a lower level team, but he had a wheel route touchdown where he had to go up and get the ball. And it's impressive. Like when you see a running back go and do that, it's impressive, especially a guy that's 5'8". He has an eye for the end zone. He's always trying to make a big play happen. He somehow turns plays that seem like there's nothing there. If it's a broken play or a play that there's like 3 tacklers in front of him and he has to change the side or go to the opposite side of the field, he'll do it and make it happen. And that's something. He's an explosive guy. You see it in the picture there. You see all his fans going crazy. He's a scorer. That's what he is. He finishes all his runs strong and fights for extra yards. He loves ducking his shoulder into the defender. There's a couple times where it's a corner going up there to go tackle him. He'll duck his shoulder right.
He's gonna put his shoulder into him. Yeah.
Yeah. His footwork needs to improve a little bit. You see kind of false stepping when he's making cuts, jump cuts, things like that. Just a half second. That's gonna slow him down in the NFL. That gives those pro level guys. That's all I need to make a tackle. His vision sometimes makes him miss holes. Like I said, he's always looking for the end zone. So sometimes he's looking to do too much instead of just settling with what's there. He needs more explosiveness in general. He's 211 at 5'8". Sometimes you just got to lighten up a little bit and maybe get a little bit quicker. His RAS score is 7.29. He ran a 4.5 240 with a 35-inch vert. Nothing impressive, nothing crazy, explosive or anything like that, but still decent numbers. And my comparison for him is going to be, he's giving me hints of Jerome Ford. That's kind of who I see in him, but I think he has a high ceiling as a tier 2 running back. My projection is going to be round 3, probably in the later side of round 3 for him. And then we get to the tier 1 guys. And this is kind of where it gets a little bit interesting. Like this is where there's a lot of discretion about who's going to be who's going to be where, 1, 2, 3, whatever. So this is just a general tier. We're not saying anyone's the best, anyone's the worst.
I'm going to say, I think Brooks is the best. I don't think Jenks doesn't agree with me, but I say Brooks is the best.
I am not a huge fan of Brooks. And I'll explain it real quick. So Jonathan Brooks out of Texas is 6 foot, 216, and he's coming in with a torn ACL. I think he tore his ACL in like November, early December, something like that. He's a patient runner. He's good at hitting the high gear very quickly. Like you'll see it. I'm interested to see how that knee injury hinders him, if it does at all, hinders his speed, anything like that. But he's able to hit high gear really quickly, unlike a couple other guys we discussed. He has good footwork and he's very precise with his motion. He's not wasting steps like Ray Allen, who I just mentioned, or Ray Davis. Sorry. I said Ray Allen. Oh God, thinking about the Heat over here because Hammer's talking about him too much. Anyways, the bad. He had less than 300 rushes in his college career, and it's not anything crazy, but he's very raw coming into the NFL. I think that's kind of what, for me, he's not a guy that's coming in ready to go. And I think it's going to take a little bit for him to be a great or good running back in the NFL. And I think that's something that hinders him in my eyes as a top draft pick. His patient hurts him at times as well. We discussed a few guys with good patience. They need to turn that into NFL and hitting everything at the right time. They kind of are too patient at times and it hurts him. He needs to improve his pass protection as well. He's not the best pass protector. I think that's kind of where his rawness hurts him a little bit more as well. Just not having that many snaps in the pass protection role, it's going to hurt you. And then you get to the NFL level, it's going to be even harder to succeed. Combine wise, he had the 80 total score, which was second, 80 production score, which was second, and then 77 athleticism, which was 11th. My comparison for him, though, is Melvin Gordon 2.0. I really think that's what he is. And I think that's kind of a good ceiling for him to be at, because I don't really see any of these players instantly coming in as an RB1 for any team that drafts him. So it's a good comp for him. Projection is going to be midday 2, so that it could be late second, early third.
I got a bold prediction, and I think he will be an RB1 this year for some team. I think he stays in Texas and goes to the Cowboys. Cowboys need a back.
That
Day 2 round pick. I think, you got to look at him compared to other guys and understand the size. And man, he
The
could do it all.
tangibles. Yeah.
He
No,
could
I get
catch,
it.
and you know what? Texas staying Texas makes a lot of sense. I think I don't know why. I just have a feel. I think Jonathan Brooks or Jaylen Wright will be on the Cowboys. One of them will be on the Cowboys. Just prediction.
Hammer
So
with the
we'll
bold
come
take.
back to
Lock it
it.
in.
That's what I think. I don't know why Jaylen Wright. It's got a feeling. I don't know. All right. Next guy, Trey Benson from Florida State at 6 foot, 216 pounds. As a Packer fan, we need a second running back to complement Josh Jacobs, and I feel like this.
AJ Dillon, man. What the
Nah,
hell?
he's just not. I love him. But we need that speed guy. And that's Trey Benson. I think that he would be an awesome compliment for Josh Jacobs on the Packers. Love him a lot. Let's get into it. Good size. I mean, 6 foot, 216. I feel like that's ideal, perfect size, really good. Acceleration's awesome. Doesn't always show top end speed, but when he does, he's gone. He's very kind of like a patient runner, but when he hits it, he hits it. Lateral quickness and agility for his size is pretty impressive. He's got low pad level, which helps keep him up. Like I said, patient runner, and receiving out of the backfield is really good too. Bad indecisiveness. Sometimes I don't know. Vision's not the best. Doesn't make the best cuts. Tries at times to do a little bit too much when it's not there. Pass protection, like a lot of these guys, got to prove upon, especially, in the NFL at the NFL level, and past injuries. Combine NFL.com gave him 80 overall, which was first among running backs, and 89 in athleticism, which was third. He ran a 4.39 40. His RES score was 9.78. And I'm comparing him with Josh Jacobs, but faster. Now, yeah, he doesn't have the same build of Josh Jacobs, right? I think if you look both of them, Josh Jacobs, looks a little bit more, bulkier, and he runs stocky and runs low to the ground and stuff like that. But if you watch them play and you watch their tape, maybe it's just because I've been watching too much Josh Jacobs, pumped for him. But if you watch their tape side by side, it's just the running style is so similar. It's like both kind of patient guys. Once they see it, they hit it. They can, drop the shoulder a little bit if they have to. They can make him, juke, make a man miss. But the only thing that he has that Jacobs isn't is the speed. Jacobs is fast, but this is a different kind of fast. He's ran a 4.39, fast dude. So I think he would be a really good compliment in Green Bay. I think Green Bay would like the size. The RES score speaks for itself. And I got him round 3. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's between him and Jonathan Brooks for the first running back taken. So maybe a late second round pick. Who knows? But Trey Benson. And then the last guy.
I love this guy.
Is everyone's favorite. A lot of guys.
Yeah.
This is Jenks' favorite,
Yeah, I'm high. Second favorite, but I'm high on him.
I think he's going to go to the Chargers. But we got Blake Corum from Michigan, sitting on 5'8", 205. Let's talk about the good. The production in college, right? I mean, that's why he's on this list. That's why he's got the name he has. The stats, the numbers, unbelievable. Did a lot of good at Michigan. Just won a national championship. Good balance. He's slippery in tight spaces. Got a really good jump cut. So, when it doesn't look like there's anything there, he can just kind of squeak by, and he could do that in a number of ways. He's versatile, and that's something that I think that I didn't really see in any of the running backs that I scouted, but he's versatile. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I think he could work in a zone and a power scheme, either or. He's got good pad level, right? He's 5'8", he runs low to the ground. And then when he hits that hole, he's got a really good burst, and he's going north. The bad, 12 out of his last 45 touchdowns in college only went for 5 yards or more, which is pretty crazy.
That is, yeah. It's not a great stat. You don't
It's
love
not
it.
a great stat. That's a weird stat. Also, he gets to the second level a lot, but when he gets to the second level, and he meets those linebackers and that safety, he doesn't have bunch of creativity. So I kind of want to see more of that. And you could develop that, but you watch some of these other guys like a Jaylen Wright and like a Benson, and they kind of have that, creativity to do something at the second level. Receiving game, could use some work. Had a knee injury in 2022 that ended his season, and so you got to keep that in mind as a team that wants to draft him. And then on top of that, right, the college usage, right? You got to look at how many carries this guy's had in his college, and how is he going to hold up in the NFL, and how long, all that factors in. 79 overall from NFL.com, third overall in running backs. He ran a 4.5340. His RES score was 8.48. And I got him, you guessed it, round 3 to round 4. He's interesting. I think he could be taken higher just because of the name and what he did this past season. But I don't know. If you're looking at, his overall skills, the size, speed, this and that, I say round 3, round 4. Probably, third, fourth, fifth running back taken.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I think the favorite is got to be the Chargers, right?
Dude, it would be sick if he went to the Chargers.
Right. They lost Eckler.
There.
I'm pretty sure they brought in J.K. Dobbins, but, J.K. Dobbins is certainly a sure thing. So, hey, who knows, right? But, yeah, those are the top 10 running backs. A little bit different video. Let us know if you like this video better, the tiers, kind of, unless you want to, for us to rate it 1 through 10. But Jenks, closing thoughts?
No, I think the episode was, I think for running backs, it's a different group than what we're used to. There's not any clear cut guys. It's kind of what you have to do is just tier them up, separate them a little bit by who you think is really kind of picked higher, has a higher skill level right away.
It's tough. Running back,
everything else.
And running backs is just tougher to scout, kind of tougher to compare because you're looking for the same things, right? It's the vision, it's the break tackle, that's the it's the I can't talk right now. But it's just you're looking at a lot of the same things when instead of like other guys, right, like linebackers or edges, when you're looking at pass coverage, run defense, tackle, this and that, like you're looking at a lot of the same 2-3 things when you're looking at running back. So it's a little bit tougher, but
yeah. No, yeah. I think that's it. I think tomorrow we're gonna record an episode. We're gonna try to get one of our fantasy league buddies on. We're gonna try to talk about one of their teams off season. There really hasn't been much news this past week with free agency. Nothing crazy. Nothing that's like, holy crap, this is league changing. So
hold on, funny moment. Jenks just started laughing at me, so we can laugh at Jenks now. Jenks called me today. He was like, "Oh my God, the Vikings traded for Kyler Murray," and I was like, "What are you talking about? No one's. I didn't see this.
I was driving.
Nothing. Yeah. So Jenks,
driving.
He's got to check his Twitter notifications. He's following a whole bunch of fake losers.
It was, who it was
accounts.
ML Football. It's stupid. That's stupid account.
Yeah, I don't follow them. I don't follow them.
It was just such a dumb notification. I don't follow them either. It was just like it just popped up as recommended, and I'm like, bro, you're gonna do this while I'm driving. Like, I can't check it or anything. It's just instinct. So I called Hammer. God, hate on me, Hammer. But
I'm just saying that was unreal. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
Whatever, man. Good episode.
But yeah, that's gonna be it. Next episode, I'm pretty sure we have corners. Next Tuesday. Tomorrow episode will be a kind of a news topic argument episode, and then next Tuesday, of course, a scouting report breaking down top 10 corners.
And we're less than a month away from the draft, so it's
less than a month away.
Down.
Yep, very exciting. Well, with that being said, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at JakeSummerPod. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at Jake Summer Podcast. If you watch on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment what running backs you would like your team to draft. And we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. Remember to leave a review and follow all of our social media pages at Jenks Hammer Pod for more content. Until next time, who dat and go Pack Go!